Hello dear second grade students. As you can see, today we are doing some grammar. Our topic is simple past tense and past continuous tense. As you can see from this title, we are talking about past actions, and first we will repeat structure and the usage of each of these tenses, and then we will see how they can be used in the same sentence. So let's start. Simple past tense and its structure. First, we will see how we should form positive sentences. We should write subject plus verb with ed ending. This means that you should add ed on regular verbs, but when we are talking about irregular verbs, we are using the second form of that verb or the second column. So we have here examples for the both types of the verbs. She worked yesterday. Work is regular, so we add ed. I wrote a letter to my best friend. Wrote is second column of irregular verb write. When we are talking about negative sentences, we should write again the subject of the sentence plus did not or didn't plus verb in its infinitive or base form. So in negative sentences we do not have ending ed and we do not have the second column or the second form of the irregular verbs. This means that you should use only the infinitive form of the verb. So if we have sentence, she worked yesterday, negative sentence would be she did not or didn't work yesterday. If we have a sentence, I wrote a letter to my best friend, negative sentence is I did not or I didn't write a letter to my best friend. Let's go to the interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences need to have interrogative question, that's did, plus subject, plus verb again in its base or infinitive form. So for the sentence, she worked yesterday, the question would be, did she work yesterday? And for the sentence, I wrote a letter to my best friend, the question would be, did you write a letter to your best friend? Okay, let's go to the usage of simple past tense, and I'll provide some examples for each usage for you to see that. The first usage is to express completed action in the past. That's the first and the most important usage. So you can say, I saw my old friend last Friday. We can use it for describing a series of completed actions in the past. I finished work, walked to the beach, found a nice place to swim, and so on and so on. We can use it to express habits in the past. When I was young, I watched lots of television every day after school. Although we have this every day, it means that you did that actions continuously in the past. And simple past tense is used with stative verbs such as have, own, be, think, know, like, love, need, dislike, wish, and so on. We had a small cottage in the woods. Had is second column or the second form of the stative verb had. And here we have some of the most frequently used irregular verbs and their past simple tense and past participle form of that. So we have infinitive, past simple, and past participle. You know that these verbs are obligatory for you to know in order to do sentences and in order to talk about past events in English. Okay? Let's go to past continuous and its structure. Positive sentences are formed when you add was or were. Do we remember what was or were? That's simple past tense of the verb to be plus verb with ing ending. So we have an example like she was cooking all the morning. Was is used for subjects I, he, she, and it. For all other subjects, we use were. Negative sentences are used when we add was or were plus not, or wasn't or weren't plus verb with ing ending. So you can say she was not sleeping all the night or she wasn't sleeping all night. And when we are talking about interrogative sentences, we use forms of the verb to be in its simple past tense. So we write was or were depending on the subject plus verb with ing ending. So you can say was she sleeping all night or were you doing your homework yesterday, and so on and so on. Let's talk about the usage of past continuous. You use it to talk about interrupted actions in the past. Like in this example, they were waiting for the train when I spoke to them. You can use it to describe parallel actions. I was studying while my mom was watching TV. You can use it for past habits. I was always cooking when I got home from school. You can use it for specific time as in an interruption. Last night at 6 p.m. I was eating dinner. And you can use it for arrangement in the past, like in the sentence I was upset because I was leaving there that morning. Now let's pay attention to these words, when and while. They are very important to you because you use them in the sentences where simple past tense and past continuous are used. So when we talk about when, after when we use past simple tense, like in the sentence when, it's underlined for you, I arrived home. You see that this verb arrive is regular and you add ed and you get simple past tense of the verb arrive. My sister was watching TV in the living room. What were you doing when I called you? You see that this word when is underlined, and after that you should use verb in simple past tense. Call is again regular and you add ed ending. But when we are talking about word while, after while you should use past continuous tense. While we were watching TV, our parents left. You see, after while we use past continuous, and in the other part of the sentence you can use simple past. My phone rang while I was having a shower. While again is underlined, and after while you use past continuous. And in the first part of the sentence you have verb rang, that's simple past tense, second column on the verb ring, that's irregular verb. Let's go to some exercises. These exercises are related to simple past and past continuous tense, and in all these sentences you have words while or when. So you should learn which tense do we use after while and which tense do we use after when, and you should complete these sentences with the appropriate tense and send it to me on my email. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention and we'll be in touch.